Shalom. I'd like to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakaha Kwadash. Now in this lesson, I want to go into how, as I'm sure a lot of us have heard, Trump will be cutting food stamps starting November 1st. And we know that the people in Babylon the Great really depend on their food stamps, especially Esau Edom, because they're the biggest beneficiary of food stamps, and that's just the truth. The media spins it like it's Jake. That's the biggest, that's the biggest beneficiary of food stamps, but really it's Esau. And you see how it's funny how Esau really voted for their own demise, you see. But really, at the end of the day, prophecy had to be fulfilled no matter it was a Democrat or a Republican in office, This is all Bible prophecy coming to a head. We're witnessing the beginning of prophecy. And I want to get into that in this lesson. But first, I'm going to read this article. This is from CNN Politics. It says, Trump administration won't use contingency fund to pay November food stamp benefits. It says the U.S. Department of Agriculture says it will not tap into its $6 billion contingency fund to cover food stamp benefits next month. According to an agency memo obtained by CNN, that means that roughly 42 million Americans will not receive critical food assistance from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, in November unless the agency shifts its position. Now, I pray to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, that this goes through and it doesn't get prolonged. Because these people in Babylon are proud. They need to be humbled because they put all their faith here in America, you see? And they're going to see what it gets them at the end of the day, Now, let's get that. Let's go to Isaiah 31:1. Let's get it in the NLT. This is Isaiah 31:1. The header reads, the futility of relying on Egypt. It says, what sorrow awaits those who look to Egypt for help, trusting their houses, chariots, and charioteers, and depending on the strength of human armies instead of looking to the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. You see, because people really put all their faith in America and voting and the political system, like it really affects any change. You see, but now people are going to get hit with reality that none of this that they put all their energy in and their faith in is going to be a benefit to them in the times to come. We that's in the know understand the best thing to do is to put all your faith in Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. You see, because we understand that there's no losing when we do that. But putting your faith in a system that's crumbling day by day, we already know that's not going to lead us to anywhere we're trying to get to. You see, because we're trying to get to the kingdom of heaven. We understand that there's a world beyond this one that we're currently living in. We understand that this is our hell. This is a punishment that we got to face day by day. Getting up, going to work, sitting in traffic, paying bills. Like, this isn't a life that we want to go on living, because we know we're promised so much more. But the people in the world that don't have the eye salve, that don't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear and ultimately the spirit to believe, this is as good as it gets for them. And you're about to see, the world's biggest crash out on a global scale. You see? Let's go to Isaiah 65:13. We'll stay here in the NLT. It says, therefore, that is what the sovereign Lord says. It says, my Salakia. I'll start at 12. This is Isaiah 65 and 12 in the NLT. It says, now I will destine you for the sword. All of you will bow down before the executioner. For when I called, you did not answer. When I spoke, you did not listen. You deliberately sinned before my very eyes and chose to do what you know I despise. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. My servants will eat, but you will starve. My servants will drink, but you will be thirsty. My servants will rejoice, but you will be sad and ashamed. You see? Because us that's doing the will of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, we understand he's going to be our hedge of protection in the days to come. You see, these people are looking forward to, SNAP benefits, to be a hedge of protection for them so they could eat. But we're putting our faith in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, that when all hell breaks loose and, the famine sets in and the storehouses are empty, that the Lord is still going to feed us. And we believe that through faith because we're doing his will. But the people in the world, what time do they make for the Lord? They don't even believe in him. You see, they believe in Jesus Christ and Allah and Buddha and all this other nonsense. They don't know of, what should I say? Because they know we're out there week in, week out, putting up lessons that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is our true and living power. So they know, but ultimately they don't have the faith to believe. And you're going to see what that gets them in the end. 14th verse, it says, my servants will sing for joy, but you will cry in sorrow and despair. And you're already seeing it. You got people talking about how if these SNAP benefits don't hit November 1st, they crashing out and they're going to be looting and stuff like that. You see, so we're already seeing the beginning, effects of it. Lord's will, they put words to action. Because, niggas, they'll get online all day and just a bunch of words and lip service, but they really ain't going to do shit. I hope this brings about some type of, just cracks it off, Just have something going on, something major hit. Because we're tired of all these wars and rumors of wars. Like, we want something to happen already. We're tired of living here in Babylon the Great in these conditions. We want to get out of here. Lord's will, this is just another step in the right direction. I pray to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, they don't resolve this and this takes effect the beginning of November. I pray, Lord. Because this is getting, we're tired of this shit. We want to get out of here already. 15th verse, it says, your name will be a curse word among my people. My people being the Israelites, starting with the elect. It says, for the sovereign Lord will destroy you and will call his true servants by another name. Okay, let's go back to the article, see if there's more on that. It says contingency funds are not legally available to cover regular benefits. The memo reads, SNAP contingency funds are only available to supplement regular monthly benefits when amounts have been appropriated for but are insufficient to cover. Benefits, it says only available to supplement regular monthly benefits when amounts have been appropriated for but are insufficient to cover benefits. The contingency fund is not available to support FY 2026 regular benefits because the appropriation for regular benefits no longer exists. Also, states will not be reimbursed if they use their own funds to pay for benefits according to the memo, which was reported earlier by Exos. The loss of critical safety net programs ramp up pressure on Congress to end the federal government shutdown, because the government shutdown we're witnessing the trickle down effect of the government shutdown. You see, it says, which began in October 1st by agreeing to a federal spending package. Democrats have said they will not support a short-term spending bill unless it includes an extension of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies. And you see how, like, the government is playing with the people. Like, people need to eat, but you see how the government is going back and forth like this rather than putting, the priority of its, citizens eating. They're playing petty games right now with you people, but yet you people aren't gonna do shit. Y'all just gonna sit here and just take it. And y'all, this is the system y'all put y'all faith in. Tawadi Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for this truth. Because we could be fucked up in a peculiar situation like the rest of you useless people. Let's go to Isaiah 32 and 9. This is Isaiah 32 and 9 in the NLT. It says, listen, you women who lie around in ease. Listen to me, who you are so smug. Yeah, you proud women that sit around, just popping out babies, collecting SNAP benefits, living on Section 8. The ride is over now. Your time is coming to an end. You're going to see what not having a man and getting under the order and protection of a man, you're going to see where this gets you. It says, in a short time, just a little more than a year, you careless ones will suddenly begin to care, for your fruit crops will fail and the harvest will never take place. Tremble, you women of ease. Throw off your complacency, strip off your pretty clothes, and put on burlap to show your grief. Yup. And you see, this is what it means. You see, hold on, I don't want to butcher it. It's Isaiah 4 and 1. I already know where to. Let's go to it real quick. That's what this is going into. This is Isaiah 4 and 1. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. You see, when all hell breaks loose, these women are going to want to look to a man to protect them. And not just any man, a man of the Lord. Because like I read earlier in Isaiah 65, you see, the servants of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, are going to eat. They're going to have that glow. You see, they're not going to be facing the sorrows that the rest of these 2/3 are going to be facing in the world. And it's like we're going to have a light on us. Us being the elect, Lord will, I'm of the number. You see, and women are going to come left and right trying to get up under you. You see, this is it all ties together. It's all prophecy. Again, Isaiah 32 and 11, it says, tremble, you women of ease. Throw off your complacency. Strip off your pretty clothes and put on burlap to show your grief. Beat your breasts in sorrow for your bountiful farms and your fruitful grapevines. Now let's get it in that King James. I like it better in the King James. I like how it reads. Let's go into some of those words as well. Again, Isaiah 32 and 9 in the King James. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Let's go into that word teats. Breast, bosom, female breast, breast. Yeah, see? And this is speaking, in a hyperbole, you see? The breast being the government, you see? Because that's who you went to for your nourishment, hence the SNAP benefits, you see? That's who you went to for relief. But now it's coming to a halt. It's all coming to an end, you see? It says, 13th verse, it says, upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, ye upon all the houses of joy and joyous cities. Yeah, that was the point. Now let's go to, I'm going to end it here. Let's go to Salakia, 2nd Ezra 6:20. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 20. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens, the tokens being prophecy. It says, the books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And see, you have the men starting with the elder apostles, a great millstone, our elders, they opened well, even before them, their elders, the book was opened before the firmament, the Bible, and it was being taught upon the streets. And now this truth has been spread worldwide through the internet, which is what it means by the firmament. And they shall see all together. Anybody has access to this world. To this word through the internet. We all have computers in our pockets in the world that we live in today. Like, who doesn't have a cell phone? You got people in their 70s and 80s that got cell phones, smartphones. You see, that's the times we're living in. So there is no excuse for not hearing this word. It says, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And that's talking about premature babies. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Yeah, you see, once the famine really sets in, people are going to be going at war with one another. You see, watch it, say these SNAP benefits, they come to a halt, and these people that's really depend on these SNAP benefits to eat. What you think, they gonna go hungry? No, they gonna be creeping in the cut, waiting for somebody to walk out the grocery store with their groceries, and they're gonna run them down and knock them over, maybe even take their life for their groceries. It's about to get so real out here. Lord's will, this goes through. Lord's will, they don't find compromise and keep this shit prolonging any longer than it has to. The 25th verse, it says, whoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of the world. Let's get it in a Good News translation. No, I'll end it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 20 in the Good News translation. It says, "In this age which is about to pass away will have the final seal put on it. Then I will give the following signs. The books will be opened across the sky for all to see. Children only a year old will speak. Pregnant women will give birth after only 3 or 4 months, and their premature babies will live and run about. Planted fields will suddenly become bare, and full barns will suddenly become empty. Then the trumpet will sound, and sudden terror will grip the heart of everyone when they hear it. Friends will fight like enemies, and the earth and its people will be terrified. Rivers will stop flowing and stand still for 3 hours. Those who survive all these things that I have predicted will be rescued when I bring to an end this world that I created." You see, and that's talking about the elect when they're beamed up in them chariots, you see? So that's it on that. Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. And again, I pray to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai that these SNAP benefits get cut off the beginning of November and we get to see the effects of it. So, Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.